Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tomcat Theater with Anna Burton. So we're going to start with what our problem of practice is. Students are struggling to understand the Appalachian culture and to investigate aspects of drama in the learning and teaching of Appalachian culture and media. A lot of students don't seem to be very interested in learning about our history or about Appalachian culture or even about the state of Kentucky. So how do we turn that into something that they want to learn and they want to know and they want to be involved in? Also, folk stories are very, very important to our culture in this area because everybody has a good story that they like to tell. At family gatherings, or it's a story that's been passed down from generation to generation. A really great story is Telepo, which I'm sure most of you have heard of. And if you haven't, it's a wonderful story. It's written down now, so you can read it to your kids at Halloween. Students will be able to access and create an online program, Flipgrid, that shows them how to use theater equipment. Now, originally, it was supposed to be YouTube, and as you'll see the slides as we get a little bit further in here, I've gone in and I've kind of edited and changed some things, and we'll talk about what happened there, because what happened was kind of interesting. Students will also create a collection of folktales and family stories that help modernize the Appalachian culture and make it available to all Eastern Kentucky students. We're still currently working on that. I have a lot of students that have shot film on our iPad at school. So they're going through the process of editing it, and adding music to it, and it's been a really fun process for the kids. Learning more about the issue at hand. How can we make Appalachian culture accessible to students in the modern world? Well, we have to modernize it. So that may mean that we have, in my case, we have students dressing up in costume and getting onto a stage where we have brand new lighting equipment and a soundboard so that all of our students in our community and in our school can access it equally. We have some students that are hard of seeing. We have some students that are deaf. And so we're learning to adapt things in different ways. How can we make theater more accessible for students in Eastern Kentucky? Well, students really aren't exposed to theater quite as much in Eastern Kentucky, so that's kind of what we're working on doing, is showing them that there are several avenues that they can take, both with their career path and through learning. How can we utilize community through the use of family folktales to see others in our area have similar stories? Well, one of the really neat things that we did this year is we actually interviewed some family members to get stories from them, and that's located on my Flipgrid right now. So hopefully we'll be able to upload that onto YouTube and it'll go onto our channel soon. So we're working on editing that. How can we increase the use of theater and drama so that students can understand the importance of reading and understanding plays in cross-curricular instruction? Now, this is where it gets interesting, because one of my assignments this year was actually having students read a book to younger kids. So they had to record themselves reading books, and it's also on my Flipgrid, which will be eventually transferred onto the YouTube channel. But again, we'll talk about that issue here in a minute. Plan of action. I intend to utilize both in-person and virtual access to our theater program. Students from various grade levels will be able to walk other students through the process of a stage production, with the end result being a performance, storytelling, reading, or a folktale, or Appalachian folktales. Now, what's interesting is that our 6th grade class actually does put on a theater performance. Hopefully this year we're going to actually get to do that, but it's going to be more near the end of the school year. So if we do get to do that, I will make sure to upload snippets of it from the play that they're going to perform, hopefully, to our YouTube channel. If we end up in a virtual situation, again, we follow all the rules from the Kentucky Health Guidelines, small groups, 10 or less, which has changed now, I believe. They can come perform on the stage. We have virtual students and we have in-person students currently at WR. So our tables have to be 6 feet apart. So we have roughly about 15 or 16 kids in a class that come in. making sure that we follow all guidelines. Everybody has to have a mask on. There's hand washing stations. There's hand sanitizing stations. We're following all the rules that we possibly can. And students are placed in no more than group of 6. Really, it's about a group of 4 with the amount of kids we have in the classroom right now. And those groups that are my 5th and 6th grade groups are, again, they're working on editing and compiling all the stuff that was recorded on Flipgrid this year. All right, so here's the implementation of the plan. We have our data collection, which originally, as you can see, was using YouTube and Google Forms from 3rd and 6th grade. Now, we did do the Google Forms. We got back about 80%, which I thought was pretty good participation with that, talking about what they would be interested in learning, what kind of folk stories could they tell, what information could they give me, basically finding a baseline for what did they know about theater. So what ended up happening is that when we started to record and put things together for our YouTube channel, one of the big issues that came up was access to YouTube. So there are some guidelines and issues there. And my YouTube channel is what we were going to basically create it with. And I can't let, there's data issues and things there. So there's also some people didn't want their child on YouTube, which I understand, and there were getting some papers filled and that sort of thing. So what we've done is, again, we use the Flipgrid format, which is more private, and you have only people who have access to it are really me, but they can look at each other's stuff and they can edit. They can add comments to each other's videos, which is what's been happening. So that's really good. So roughly on each topic, I get between 30 and 40 videos, which is really, really impressive. We're going to look over here at our evaluation. Do students have a better connection with the Appalachian culture? Students are able to identify key aspects of Appalachian culture and how it pertains to theater. So what I mean by that is storytelling is very popular. It's a very popular pastime in this area. So students have picked up certain mannerisms, and they're getting more and more comfortable in front of the camera. Virtual accessibility. Can students from all grade levels access this in Johnson County? Yes, they can. But they have to have the code to get into the Flipgrid, which again makes it safe, and it just works really well for us. Students have been able to access Flipgrids from their homes and do virtual tours of the theater. Now I'm going to show you a video really quickly, and this is one of our students. This is Cindy.
Hello, my name is Cindy Jeffers, and here's some facts about Martin Luther King and the civil rights. Martin Luther King got put in jail 30 times. There's a holiday for Martin Luther King. And I believe it was not his first speech. And now the civil rights. Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King both fought in the civil rights. The white people and the black people could not use the same restrooms. They could not go to the same schools, and they cannot eat in the same restaurant.
So what that lesson is, it's clearly on the civil rights. So that's what the lesson there is about. And here we have Luke, who's going to give us some facts about Kentucky, Frankfort specifically.
Hello, my name is Luke Eastep, and I'm going to tell you 3 facts about Kentucky. The new Capitol building cost $1,180,434.80. The Supreme Court room is made of wood from the Amazon rainforest, and Governor Goebel was shot outside the old Capitol building in 1899.
This is Channel 5, coming at you with the sharpest news. Today's topic, Frankfort, Kentucky. Frankfurt was not its first name. Kentucky was founded in 1992. Well, not 1992, 1792. And a governor got killed in Frankfurt. That's all.
So as you can see, there's some really fun editing and things that you can do on the program. So that works really well for us. Obviously, that was part of a lesson that was a virtual lesson that we actually took through Frankfurt, which is a wonderful program. It's on Kentucky.gov that you can look at. And as you can see, they were very fascinated by some of the interesting facts that happened in Frankfurt. Using YouTube, student-created, student-led, student-taught. Now, this is Luke again. He is actually teaching on our Google Meet about how to use the theater equipment, and he's got some of it right next to him, and he's kind of showing the kids. And I wish that I had recorded it, but I didn't plan ahead. You know, it's always the wish you could have, should have kind of moment, but you didn't. So that's kind of what happened there. But students have been shooting videos for our YouTube channel. During the pandemic, students have been utilizing Flipgrids to create videos that talk about how the theater works and talk about different aspects of the theater and then telling stories and all of those kind of things. So our students currently right now are older, so our 5th and 6th grade class is actually editing our shorts, is what we call them, to create the videos. So what the kids do is I will assign a Flipgrid, and they will go in and they will create shorts. So it's anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 minute and 26 seconds. Really, this is really how we're able to do this. Flipgrid came to the rescue. So we had to switch from our YouTube to the Flipgrid. One of the issues that came up is the ability for students to access our YouTube account in their homes. Sometimes it wouldn't let them. There were other issues that happened. There were editing issues. So Flipgrid came to the rescue, where students could learn the basics in editing and creating videos. As you saw with Nate's video, he got a little bit more creative, and he created a live news event. So this is our Flipgrid, and it has 1,156 responses, 9,786 views, and 418 comments. So this is basically what it looks like. And this is what I'm thankful for. So it has 44 responses, 429 views, and 8 comments. And when we look at our next slide, this is our link to our mixed tape for our Flipgrid of students, what I'm thankful for. So I can click on this, and it will take me to this page, and I'll type in the password.
Here's 10 things I am thankful for. My mom, my dad, both of my sisters, my dog Max, my cousins, my friends, my teachers, my house, my food, my grandparents.
So as you can see, what it does is that you can look at this, and it shows you all the kids, and then it will also show you all the videos that were shot. And it even shows you, when you look at it, the comments that students made. So as you can see, there's 32 videos, and we have 380 views. And then on the this is the first interview that I did for this, at the bottom of that meet. So thank you all so much, and I hope you enjoyed.